Today, we're going to explore the art of novel writing by examining the 7 key stages that every aspiring writer should know. Steve, let's start with the preparation phase. What does it entail?
The preparation phase is about laying the groundwork for your story. It involves brainstorming ideas, developing your characters, and plotting out the basic structure of the novel. Think of it as the foundation upon which you'll build your story.
It's like setting the stage for the grand production.
Exactly, Abbie. Once you have a solid foundation, you move into Game Changer 1. This is the moment when something unexpected happens, throwing your protagonist's world off balance.
The classic inciting incident that hooks the reader. Can you give us an example?
Let's say our protagonist, Jane, discovers a mysterious letter that reveals a long-lost family secret. This event would propel Jane into action, triggering the reactive phase.
And what happens during this phase?
During the reactive phase, the protagonist reacts to the game-changing event. They're swept up in a whirlwind of emotions and find themselves facing obstacles as they try to make sense of the new information. This phase is about showing how the protagonist adapts and copes with the challenges thrown their way.
So, it's like a roller coaster ride of emotions for both the characters and the readers. And then comes Game Changer 2.
Exactly, Abbie. Game Changer 2 is a pivotal moment in the story, often a major turning point or revelation that propels the plot forward. It sets the stage for the proactive phase.
The moment the protagonist takes charge and navigates their destiny. Can you elaborate?
Absolutely. In the proactive phase, the protagonist actively pursues their goals and takes control of their own narrative. They face challenges head-on, make tough decisions, and grow as individuals. This is where their agency and determination shine through.
It sounds like a transformative journey for our protagonist. And then we have Game Changer 3.
You got it, Abbie. Game Changer 3 is usually the climax of the story, the moment of highest tension and conflict. It's where everything comes together, leading us towards the conclusion phase.
The grand finale. What can we expect in the conclusion phase?
The conclusion phase is about tying up loose ends and providing resolution. It's where the protagonist's growth and transformation culminate in a satisfying ending. This is the stage where readers find closure and feel a sense of emotional fulfillment.
I love a good ending that leaves me feeling satisfied. Could you give us an example of what that might look like from one of your books?
I'll do better than that. Here is an example from the beginning of the 5th book I'm writing. Chapter 1. The message. Back home on the Isle of Wight, Lucy and I have just arrived back from the local boozer. The phone rings. I sit on the edge of my seat, wondering who wants a bit of me today. Lucy reaches over to answer it. Hello? Lucy's vocal cords quiver with anticipation. She hates talking on the telephone, even at the best times, so her eyes lock on mine, searching for reassurance. Lucy, a familiar yet chilling voice says on the other end of the line. It's Simon. His manner is grave and full of urgency. I need to talk to Steve. It's a matter of the utmost importance. She hands me the phone. It's Simon, and something is wrong. At that moment, the room seems to hang in suspended animation, the atmosphere electric with tension. This one conversation has the possibility to change our lives forever. Shivers run down my spine as I take the receiver from Lucy's trembling hand. Something about the tone of Simon's voice tells me this is no ordinary call. Simon is not one to panic, meaning whatever he says must be grave. Steve, Simon begins, I need you to stay calm. I have some unsettling news, and I don't want you to lose it before I can explain everything. My jaw clenches as I struggle to keep my composure. All right, Simon. Tell me what the fuck is going on. Simon's vocal cords waver as if even he is finding it difficult to control his emotions. I received a letter this morning. It was handwritten and pushed through the letterbox. It had your name on it, Steve, and as it's been delivered to me instead of you, I knew that something must be wrong. A wave of dread washes over me, and my mind races to comprehend the gravity of his words. How did my name end up on a note given to Simon, and what could it contain that would be so disturbing? What does it say, Simon? I managed to croak out, my throat dry with apprehension. The silence stretches for what seems like an eternity before Simon speaks again. His voice is calm and strained. The letter, it's a ransom demand. It says they have Abbie and Bethany. Steve, your daughters have been taken. The world appears to spin out of control, each word Simon utters sending shockwaves and anger through my veins. My grip on the phone tightens, my knuckles turning white. How did this happen? Who would dare to lay their hands on my girls? And Steve, Simon adds with a tremor in his voice, there's something more. Something that will send chills down your spine. The letter came in a blue striped envelope like the ones that keep popping up after our assignment on St. Halb a few years back. It's addressed to you. It tells a tale of vengeance, revealing a motive tied to a mission the Covert-Ops team carried out and the death of the arsehole Henry. My mind races, trying to piece together the fragments of this macabre puzzle. Someone from our past is out for retribution and has targeted us, using my daughters as pawns in their game of revenge. As Simon's words echo in my ears, I can sense the rage boiling inside me, threatening to consume me. But years of military training say I must be strong and stay composed. Something I always tell people we meet on assignments. A lot easier if you don't have a personal connection. Time for these people to suffer will come soon enough. For Abbie and Bethany, I will do whatever it takes to bring them back home, safe and unharmed. I don't care who gets harmed or killed. I will find the ones responsible, and I will make them pay. This is a battle I cannot afford to lose. Simon, does it say where they are being held? I say after a few moments, letting the logical part of my brain kick in. No, I say they will be in touch again tomorrow by telephone. Have you been in contact with George? He's with me now, booking the ferry tickets. We will be in Cowes in 2 hours. Then we'll take a taxi to the park. Do you want me to get hold of Derek? Says Simon, regaining his usual composure. No, I will call him straight after we finish. Before you come over, contact Katie and Cody and give them a list of stuff we will need. I placed the phone on the table and strolled over to the window to join Lucy, who was staring out across the field. The hairs on my neck started to stand up, accompanied by a sensation of numbness, which was now flushing through my body once more. My mind running in all directions. The voice of reason, Lucy, grabs my hand. Whoever this is, they will pay with their lives. But before we do anything, you better call the girls and make sure this isn't someone testing our reactions. Without saying a word, I walk back to the mobile phone, pick it up, and dial Abbie's number. There is no answer. I try Bethany, but nobody answers. After repeated calls with no contact, I call their brother Hadley and ask him to check if anyone is home. While I'm doing this, Lucy dials Derek's number on her own mobile phone. The telephone rings several times before Derek comes on the line. Hi, Lucy, what's up? You and the boys are coming over? Sorry, not this time. We need you to come here. We have a major issue. Some idiots have kidnapped Steve's daughters, says Lucy, her breathing now calm and slow as though she is preparing to take a distant sniper headshot. After taking a few seconds for the message to sink in, what the fuck? Do we know who and why, Lucy? I don't have all the details apart from a letter that was delivered to Simon in an envelope with a blue strip down the middle saying something about revenge for the death of someone called Henry. Afraid well before I met you all. Simon and George are on their way over. Tell Steve I'm on my way. I should be with you tomorrow if I can get the first flight out of here. Thanks, Derek. Should have more elements by the time you arrive.
That was amazing, Steve. Do you have any final words of wisdom for our aspiring writers?
Absolutely, Abbie. Remember that writing a novel is a journey, and enjoying the process is important. Take time to learn about the craft, read widely, and never give up on your dreams. Keep writing, keep striving, and believe in yourself.
These are wise words, Steve. Thank you so much for sharing your invaluable insights with us today.
It was my pleasure, Abbie. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, dear listeners, for joining us on this enlightening journey through the 7 key stages of novel writing. Remember, every great writer starts somewhere, so keep writing those stories and crafting unforgettable characters. Until next time, happy reading and happy writing.